services that you will pay for and that you won't pay for. They did a big research exercise and they're now starting to understand in a marketing sense what they should be doing.
Make a video.
In the 80s they shut down a lot of their branches, for instance, which they've now reopened and you can actually go to a bank again. So, yeah. No, and because they were all losing customers, where were they going? To the smaller banks and the non-financial institutions for their loans and all of that, the sort of day-by-day stuff, credit unions and all that. So the big banks were losing out in the general loans area. So now they're trying to fix that up. Hang on, the ANZ Bank, if you want to borrow money, they actually come to your home. Rather than you going to the bank, they'll come to your home. So that mobile lending thing that we all thought was just a fringe element a while ago is now most of the banks are doing. I think NAB are doing it as well. So they've changed the way they think about customers because they realise that business is very competitive, it's hard to get. So it's getting the actions from once you've set the standards, establish what the customers want, and then coming back and getting strategic decisions made to be able to implement that. Now, if you look at this as about some way of changing the firm's thrust, if new information dictates it, so when the customers start saying something, even by action, not necessarily by words, they stop coming to your business. If something happens in the business, what we need to do is take action on alleviating the problem. And it looks at the three aspects. So identifying key variables, tracking and monitoring, and then reassessing the strategy. If the strategy is not working, why isn't it working? Let's go back and see where the problems are. What is it that's making us lose competitiveness? And when we looked at those brand rankings and saw where Nokia has gone in the last couple of years, you don't have to be Einstein to know what's going on with Nokia. And the major thing is that they've fallen behind in product and product innovation. Nokia are now starting to get their act together, but do you think it's a little bit too late? Do you think they can catch up again? Can Nokia come back to the force that they were in the mobile phone market? What do you think? Do you think they can? Their smartphone as good as the Apple?
They have called
There's a new one that just released. Have you used it? No. Do you know anyone that's bought one? No. How long does the iPhone live in the How long does the iPhone live in the Yeah, years. Nokia haven't had anything to compete against it. See, what's happened is that Apple, who else is now, they're talking about Microsoft's phone now. You've heard of the Microsoft phone? Has anyone got a Microsoft phone? Can't buy them in this country yet. But you see, there's the other one, it's an HSC or something like that.
HTC.
HTC. Smartphone again, right? Is it Nokia? No. Where is Nokia? See, what happened? Nokia just didn't hear the marketplace. And they've been so slow to react. I'd be very surprised if they, next year you look at the global brand rankings, then look at the Nokia results, you'll see them still sliding further and further down. But they should have